Hi guys, Cindy here. It's nail day and we got some new nails. These are super duper cheap. I like using the cheap nails because, especially if I know I'm just going to wear them a short amount of time. These are the same length. These are Coffin. I think I got them $9.99 off Amazon, and there came like 1,200 in here, and they came pretty quick. But these are the same length as like the E-Nail Couture Mini and the 1, 2, 3 Go. 1, 2, 3 Go Mini or the Apres Short. They're not got a real big C curve, and they're kind of different, but they're fine. I like them fine. I mean, I like those ones with the C curve and everything, but those are so expensive, and so I'm trying to save those for when I think I'm going to wear them more than just a few days. Okay, so what I had planned on doing has not worked out real well because the gel polish was just going to be super light. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this regular nail polish, and by the time I get both hands painted, they'll be sort of dry, and then I can top coat on them and a gel, and then we can go from there. My nails are doing real good. They, I don't know if you remember, but they were kind of damaged and everything from the gel and everything, but I'm using the adhesive pads and the nail glue to get nails on them. This is the only nail that I'm having problems with, and it was doing real well, and I don't know, I think I put pressure on it or something, and so it's turned white all the way down, so I went ahead and clipped it so that it wouldn't get germs and get even worse. Hopefully, I'm just going to have to really watch it and be super careful. And looks like when I was putting these nails on, I got come on a little stain on here. But anyway, that's okay. We're going to paint over that. And this hand's looking good. All these fingers are pretty much looking good and cleared up from any damage. It's just this one finger that's giving me problems. And I think it's, like I said, from pressure. So let's get started. Oh, before I get started, I've got some glitter. We're going to just do hearts a little bit longer before we start on St. Patrick's. And polish. And I pulled out some nail foil. I had picked out what I was going to do, and I started looking at Facebook and nail ideas. And I sort of changed my mind, but I didn't have the supplies. So I'm going to order me some stamping plates, and we will see that. So this is kind of sheer. That's kind of what I had in mind, but the other was just too sheer. It was kind of jelly, and it was just a slight little tint. And this is just regular polish. It's OPI, but I didn't pay that much for it. You can tell by the price on it. I think I got it on clearance somewhere, like at JCPenney's or something like that. There we go. So let's just paint these. I hope everyone had a good week. We had a lot of snow, so I worked from home for a few days. And I was a good girl. I sat at my computer, logged in, worked on a spreadsheet, which I could do that. I didn't have to be at the office to do that. I know it works out better if I'm at the office because I have more equipment. If you need to ask anyone something, they're there. But it's okay every once in a while to work from home. There we go. There we go. That's a pretty color. I don't wear purple near enough. I've been hunting for some green polish, and I got some coming in. And then I was going to get some off my grocery bill too, but they didn't have any. And so then I was going to buy some more green off Amazon. And I thought, I wonder if I've got any green. Some of the green look kind of a weird color green. And so I chunked that last year. I might have another bottle of the same shade. but I hadn't opened it. But I don't really like the shade. Someone referred to it as a Grinch green, and that's sure what it is. It sure looks like that after they brought that up. Sure looked like a Grinch green to me. Oh, and back to these nails. I did wear these earlier in the week, or the same, I mean, not the same set, but I was able to take nail polish off of it twice and repaint them, and they held up good. So these are kind of acrylic. They're a little bit sturdier than like the gel nails. I mean, I know we like the gel, but it's okay. You know, once you get painting on them and decorating on them, it doesn't matter. And it's sure a lot less expensive. Sure easier to get, too. But yeah, the cuticle is a little bit thicker. But if that doesn't bother you, then these are good. I mean, and they're not got a big C curve. There we go. I got an itch now. Have to be careful. Use my knuckle. So what have I been doing? So I've been, you know, I used to work a lot at home. Well, you know, I've kind of mastered my skills, so I don't really have to practice or anything. So I don't do a whole lot of work at home unless I'm getting paid. I used to do a lot of unpaid overtime at home. I don't do that anymore. But I've been binge watching these shows. One show that I kind of watched the whole season of was called The Travelers on Netflix. My husband's got a Netflix account, and he gave me the login and password so I could look at it on my computer. And so I've been watching that Travelers, which I've finished that. That was kind of a bummer. It's kind of sad at the end of it, I thought. But it was kind of interesting and good and at first, but I can see why it only lasted 3 seasons. I don't know how long it took me to watch it. And then I watched, I've been watching something called Rain. It's a series on Netflix. And at first, you know, it has to do with everyone getting this virus, so, you know, because that's sort of what we're in right now. And I thought that it would be a recent one, but it's not. I kind of Googled it, and it looked like the first one was in 2018. So that was before we had all our stuff going on. And so I watched one season of that, and it started another season, and now it's sort of, I guess, I don't know how many seasons there is of it, but it was kind of interesting. Now it's sort of going into superhero thing where some guy's got this virus and he can, you know, morph and, you know, kill other people just by fumes and stuff that are kind of coming from him. Okay, so we got one on, but it's still wet. We don't want to wait for it to dry. So we're going to put on a top of, I'm just going to use some top coat here. I could use this this gel. There's no sense in wasting it if we're not going to use it. Although it's so sheer, I don't know how much good it would ever be to me anyway if you wanted something. Unless you just want a little bit of a tint of color. So, you're supposed to be able to, you know, do gel on top of regular polish as long as it's dry. And this was pretty thin, so it's probably good enough. I'm going to keep this off my fingers. So if I don't hit every millimeter of it, it's okay. Just so long as it's not on my fingers. You know, I didn't even think of this. You know, we've got the UV foil glue, which is kind of hit and miss whether it's going to work or not. I don't know if you could have put it on when the polish wasn't completely dry. So. There we go. So I'm going to cook that for 60 seconds and chit chat a little bit more. And if I can think of something to chit chat about. Most of the, because I don't really do much anything. You know, I did do my nails a few times this week, but it was basically just taking old polish off and repainting them. And you can do that with regulars. First I started with a brown, and I did try the little stamper method to put a French tip on that. Well, that makes a mess. Fortunately, I used regular polish because, you know, you get it all over your fingers. So probably what you would need to do is do some medium to long nails and make sure you don't get anywhere close to your finger so that it will stick good, or so that you won't get it on your fingers and cause an infection. So I'm just making sure it's still running. We just got 5 more seconds here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and paint the gel full on top of this one so it can be drying while the other hand's in the lamp. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some regular air dry. And this is a big experiment. We may be soaking these off tomorrow after church. I don't know. Did I tell you that I did a little bit of nail stamping this week? So I found some plates that I like, and I'm probably going to order them. We can do a little bit. They're the ones with the little lines, and I got some stickers with lines in them, and I liked it. They was black, but they had gold in it. Well, if you don't want gold, that doesn't do no good. So I was thinking about, you know, stamp plates, easy stamp plates. I don't like anything just too much detail or anything like that, but okay, so we got some glue on there. No, it's not over every single inch, but that's okay. Now let's take this other hand while we're letting the nail glue dry, and let's top coat that. This might have been okay without the gel top coat, but you just never can tell. You know, maybe if I'd use the UV glue and not this. But I don't know. We might have to try it sometime. I can tell you that if you use the metallic, regular metallic type polishes, those do not do well in the UV tube. I mean, in the UV light. I've tried it before in the past. I have some of those clean color polishes, and I tried to use the UV glue on top of it, and it burned it, scorched it. So that didn't work. I still got some of that polish left. You know, they have a little bit of a shelf life, but they're not, I don't think they're expired yet. So unless I just hate a polish, I don't want to get rid of it. Now, if it's something that I just hate, that's different. And sometimes I'll give them away to my grandgirls, but I don't know that they're really using them. And the last time I was at my daughter's house, I don't know, they had all these going. Okay, so I'm going to put the other hand in right now, okay? So, these will be about dry by the time we get done. And then we will put glue on the other hand while we put the little foils on this hand. Or what we could do is go ahead and put the little foils on this hand and then put glue on the other one. That one doesn't look like it's done yet. So it's got to finish cooking. or not cooking, drying. And blow it. Probably got a little bit too much on there. And another thing too that's hard, you have to think, well, did I get the right side? Because these are both black. So that's going to be interesting. See, I got some tweezers over there. I'll grab those. Alrighty, just 3 more seconds. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my tweezers. Okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and put the full glue on this one because I've got the other glue cut out in little squares. So hopefully I won't make such a big mess. Let's go ahead and get this going. Let it air dry. I think I got 1 more bottle of this, then I'll have to order me some more. Here we go. I still got a bunch of those little nail stickers. I hadn't even got around to using them for work days whenever I decide I want to do something in the middle. I've just been putting on press-ons or painting them or something like that. This is sort of icky. I'll have to get that cleaned off. Okay, so while this hand's drying, let's work on these. And hopefully we can get the right side. And let's see, you can't tell. Let's try this side. Okay. If it's not, I have had success in just like flipping it over. And I've left it out in case I have to cut any more out. And this here was not in a package of a roll. Since then, I bought this. I like just the rolls that way. But this was like a package of a whole bunch of them, sheets. But now I try just to get the rolls. Hopefully. Okay, what about this hand? It looks like a lot of it's over there. So we can go ahead and start some of them except for this pointer finger. I seem to have got heavy-handed with that one on both of the nails. And let's hope that I got the right side. I prefer foils that I can tell the difference, to be honest. Uh-oh, am I missing one? No, I've got 2 left. And 2 fingers left. Looks like this one's a little bigger. So we will put it on the thumb. And hope we've got the right side. Okay. Now, I do have my little silicone thing. Let's push these all in. Looks like I didn't get all the pinky. The tip's kind of lacking there, but maybe that'll be okay. I'm just pushing them down. They're not by no means done yet. If I like this, I'll go ahead and buy me a roll of the lace. I want the white and the black mixed. I don't know why I hadn't. Maybe I thought, well, I have some. I don't need any yet. That one looks like I didn't do every single. No, that's okay. Okay, let's see. And let's hope for the best. Because a lot of times you don't know that you got the wrong side until you go to pull it off. And nothing's stuck. Let's see. Okay, let's put, that's the right side. That's good. Let's try to push as much off as we can. There's one. This one. Yep, this one turned out okay too. I tried to see what the shiny side faces me. Let's see, is this going to work for us? Alrighty. I'll see. Alrighty, let's see if this one's going to work. Yeah, that one's come off too. So far we was pretty good at telling what side, but you never can tell. There's been more than once that I've messed it up and had to flip it around. There we go. Let me grab a drink real quick. See, that really made them dark, or that black on top. Doing this hand's a little harder because it's my right hand. Okay. That one worked out good too. So I just barely got this one scraped all in. These seem, I did kind of compare them this morning, and these did seem a little bit sturdier than the 123 Go, but not 123 Go. Well, probably them too. I checked it with the Pre. It was a little thicker, but the Pre, they expect you to put a lot of gel and stuff over it too. Where these, you can go without it. You can just, you know, polish them and be good. If you want. I mean, I put gel on these just because I want it to go quicker. If I was just doing them off camera, I probably wouldn't have done that. I thought it would dry quicker. Okay. And I did do my little abstract faces, some on a nudish color this week, and I liked it okay. Well, you know, I'm more of a pink person anyway, but it was okay. You know, I've been wanting those, and I do have some little abstract stickers, but I just don't do good with stickers. It's hard for me to get them on the way I want them on. And then on gel nails, it's not so big a deal because you can just lift them and redo them. But on regular polish, you can't. It sticks and it, you know, wants to take the, you can't pull it off after you've got it crooked. I kind of discovered that this year when we was doing a lot around Christmas time with stickers. Well, it looks like we was a good judge of the right side this time, so I'm happy about that. Now, the next thing we're going to do is, I'm not going to put any glue over the whole nail. I got these little purple, light purple, and dark purple, and we're not going to do a whole lot, or we're going to try not to, because just don't want to. Just want to do little strategic ones here and there rather than me try to hand paint anything, which that was for sure not going to go. So we got ours. I'm just going to do some little drops of, I can either use some nail polish or some glue. Let's just do little drops of glue, like little drops of glue. Now we have to remember where we put this glue, don't we? Okay. Now let's see how this is going to work. Just grabbing a couple of them. We just want one. So one of each color on this now. I think I grabbed two here. See, some of them dried, and now I forget where I put the other one. Maybe it was there. Okay, I think the light one might show up a little better. I don't know. See, that is not wanting to come off. There we go. So we'll push these down. You know, those leaves are terrible. Those are so big. They won't lay down, but this might be okay because they're smaller. And I do have some fine glitter too, but I don't know what I would do with that. So we're probably not going to do anything with that. Just kind of strategically putting some little dots of glue down. Since this here was had so many holes in it, we might not have even needed it. I don't know. Alrighty. I had one stuck on there still. Stick those bad boys on there. Well, I didn't want to, but that's okay. I just didn't want a whole blob of them. And I for sure did not want to hand paint any. I just want to stick. Alrighty. And then when we paint it, top coat it, I was thinking about this Marquardt top coat that's got a little bit of glitter in it rather than just a shiny. It would look kind of somewhat encapsulated a little bit. So how many do I have on my phone? I see 1, I see 2, 3, excuse me, 4. Alrighty. Okay, so get the little lids on these. Got some glue on my finger. Okay, that's what they look like now. So what we can do, and we only get one shot, we have to make our decision. We can do clear. I can do, this has kind of got a pink. I don't want to use that one for top coats. This has kind of got a glitter. I was trying to think of that. I think I want to use that. Good or bad, that's what we're going to do. put some glitter over the top of it. Be careful not to touch my fingers. And then if later on, if there's still kind of those hearts are still poking up, I can put some more like plain regular top coat on it. They do seem to be poking up a little bit, but not too bad. And we don't have very many hearts, so hopefully we'll be fine. I wonder how this would have looked if we hadn't done the purple under it. It might have been okay. I just thought it would be too clear. Oh, we definitely are going to put top coat on top of it because this is not, just because I'm calling it a top coat, it's really not. It would still be kind of sticky. Okay, so let's cook this for 1 minute while I chit-chat some more. So, I hope y'all think these are pretty. I don't know. I mean, they're okay. I did really think, oh, that'll be so cool. I think I kind of saw a picture of something with some lace on it. I don't remember what background color they used. It might have been red or pink or something. But, and it seems like they had the little hearts on it. They might have painted their hearts, but I did not want to paint any hearts. So I would do better stamping or something like that. Okay, so this is what this looks like now. I'm going to put another top coat on it. Let's do the other hand. I think that glitter just really helped it out. Just a little bit of glitter, not a whole lot. Got too much there. I want to keep it off my fingers. Probably could make our own glitter top coat, but then you worry about getting too much, not enough. This is just a really nice, consistent. It's not like regular glitter top coat. A lot of times that's just real blotchy, especially if they have like, you know, big chunky glitter. You'll get, looks like I've got a heart. Let's see if we can move that. There we go. Okay. Let's cook this one for 1 minute. While y'all look at these nails. They do feel kind of sticky. That's fine, because we're going to top coat them with regular top coat. And now, then I'll just let those air dry. I think I've got plenty of gel on there, because we've got 1 coat of shiny, and then we've got foil glue and foil. And so it's just really 2 coats of gel. And I was super careful not to get on my fingers. Anyway, I'm gonna, next time, I'm ordering some plates and we'll try something different. I gotta make sure I've got some black stamping polish. I know I have white. And we'll try, hopefully I took a picture, a screenshot, and saved it on my Mac. And hopefully I can remember and we can try to do something cool and fun. Okay, let's one last top coat, okay? I think that gel really made it look pretty. And this here is just regular air dry top coat. Just a little bit of heart glitter, not too much, just so that I didn't have to try to freehand any hearts. And then after this is dry, you can put cuticle oil, or I've got some kind of hard as hoofs that I've been using somewhat. I don't have to use as much now because my nails, except for that one, are almost all healed up. And that's caused, I don't know, I think it's just something about the way I'm putting stress on it. I'll have to really be careful. Now I got to pick out something purple to wear to church tomorrow. Definitely not neutral colored, something kind of cool toned to go with my purplish, lavenderish nails. Alrighty. Here we are. I hope y'all like them. I like them. You know. Y'all have a great day, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.